G'day guys, thanks for tuning in. So I've had a few requests lately to do a bit of a gear dump. I'm probably not the best person to seek advice from in this certain area, but I mean this is what I carry typically when I go for a few nights stay over in the bush. So I'll set the camera up. I'm going to try and do this all in one take. I'll just lay everything out on the floor here. Alright, bear with me. Alright, so this should look good. So the good thing about the Mystery Ranch backpack is it's got this top lid that acts as a day pack, which is sensational. So what I typically store in this, if I can get the clips right, I typically store in this everything that I need for bare bones survival. So inside of this, make sure this camera's picking it all up right. So inside this bag, got a big first aid kit now. It probably is a bit of overkill, but I like this bag just as a good to go bag that can take care of me and my whole family. And you know, if I'm out hunting with some guys that don't have the right first aid, I want to make sure that they're well taken care of as well. Alright, so that inside there. Got water purification, so I've got a soy mini. Everything in this little bag here is all you need to purify a ridiculous amount of water that'll last me a long time. Got some spare batteries, so my normal headlamp, which died the trip before last, ran off of AAA, so it was always handy to have some on standby. GoPro batteries, pen for notes. Reserve fire starting kit, so on my pouch I typically keep a fire rod and a lighter all the time, but in here I've got some waterproof matches and another fire rod. Tiny bit of paracord and some definitely not rated carabiners, and just a battery bank. So that's everything in that pouch there. Over in this pouch here, I usually carry my headlamp and a 2 litre Camelback, which is empty at the moment. So that's pretty much all I keep in there. I try not to put too much in this pouch at the front here. Alright, move along. So on the side compartments, I copped a bit of grief from another backpack hunter for carrying this along, and I probably didn't use it as much as I'd like, but this weighs, I think, 400 grams, and it's just handy. I mean, if you've been out walking along the trails like we had, I mean, we walked about 50 kilometres, so this was just ideal to, at the end of the day, just be able to put your feet up in a pretty comfortable situation. The intent was to use this while glassing, but the spots where we ended up glassing, we didn't need it anyway. So I probably don't need to have this. It's definitely a luxury item that I could remove from the kit. And please, by all means, if there's anything that you can recommend that I do or don't do for this backpack, let me know, because we're always learning. That's the whole point of hunting. So I usually stick that down the pouch there. Always got a blaze orange on the side here. I think I had a couple of litres of water on the side pocket as well. Alright, so I'll go to the main compartment last. We've got these little balloon pockets up the side, or parachute pockets, I forget what they're called. Bit of toilet paper, always needed. Some game bags, which came in handy. Baby wipes. So I mean, yeah, I've got a big bag of baby wipes here. They're all I could get my hands on at the time. They are just so handy for cleaning guns, cleaning your utensils, anything. Baby wipes are sensational. And I've got a bit of rain protective gear. So these are the my waterproof pants. Super lightweight. They're Deer Hunter branded, and they're called Deer-Tex. I think it's the technology that they're using. It's their version of Gore-Tex. Remarkable stuff. I keep that on here all the time. And on the other side pocket, I've got the Poncho for that, which is just here. Now, I haven't done a really crash hot job at rolling that up, but again, super lightweight. I've used this in the field. I'm very happy with it. I'm not going to do a review just yet until I've taken it around a fair bit more. My concern is that the fabric's so soft that it might tear. But anyway, there's that. I keep them on me all the time. They're so lightweight, they're just handy to have. A bit of bug spray. A lot of the spots where I hunt, I mean, it's not a full can, it's one of the smaller cans that I have, in quantity wise. Some rubber gloves, just for when we're butchering our meat out. some actual working gloves, which are, again, probably something I could get rid of, and more meat bags. So put them over there. I probably might take a few of them out. I don't think I need that many meat bags. So then we work through the top of the bag. So typically I have my food at the top, and when I'm going away, what I try to do is, we're all conscious of how much food we're carrying, is I put each daily meal into each one of these Ziploc bags. So for example, I'll have a 250 gram microwavable rice in here, which you only need 30 ml of boiling water to have that edible, which is great if you're trying to conserve water. A Snickers bar, what else do I want to put in? And a can of tuna to get the protein up, and a little packet of those instant oats. Perfect stuff. So I usually have them in each bag, nice and full. Then we go to the clothing. So, I mean, let's be fair dinkum, when you're out in the scrub, you typically don't change your clothes. But, you know, I'll normally wear something like this into the scrub, and then get changed once I get out there, so that I've got something. People call it grey man clothes, and I tend to agree. It's, you know, you don't want to be fueling up in a service station on the way to your hunting location wearing all camouflage gear. It draws unwanted attention to you. I mean, hey, if you want to, go for it. I'm not one to judge, but that's just the way I do it. So this typically isn't what I'm carrying at the time. So I've got my blaze orange beanie. I've got a nice ridgeline jacket that keeps you very warm. It's windproof, waterproof. It's got a nice pattern on it, so it's quite good to blend in with. And then I typically have a change of undies, a thermal shirt, and a change of socks. Always handy to have a spare change of socks on hand. We'll get further into the bag. Cutlery. Now, I mean, these are just sheet cutlery that I picked up at the local outdoor shop. I need to invest in some titanium gear because it's actually fairly heavy. This knife and fork and spoon is heavier than my complete tent peg set. Alright, got my Hennessy hammock, which I'm still in the middle of trialling. On the last trip, I decided to pack the fly separately. So normally you can get the fly in this at the same time, but I'm doing just the hammock only in this and keeping the fly separate. So that tucks in nice and neat. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, probably not with the GoPro, but there's a little pouch on the Mystery Ranch 6500 where you're meant to be able to sit like your communications devices and all that. The hammock sits perfectly in there. You want your weight of your items up close to your back, so that works in pretty well. Alright, I've got this little pouch. Now, what's the saying? Poor man pays twice. I picked this up on eBay, cheap, nasty. These clips keep undoing. I bought this under the premise that I'd have it attached to my waist strap. Kept coming off, so it's relegated to the bag. So I've got a little knife sharpener. It's handy to have. Range finder, which when you're walking around, that's in my pocket. Super lightweight. And this pocket here, another ferro rod, a Sharpie, and this is typically where I'll stick my wallet or my ID, documentation, all that kind of stuff. Alright. If you know of any good little pouches like this, please put a comment in the box below, because I'd love to get my hands on one or two, and something that won't bust off just through walking through the scrub. Alrighty, now this is where I learned a very good lesson from the fella I just took away. So at the moment, I'm running 2 pots. I'm not really running 2 pots, but I'm carrying 2 pots for the sake of it makes it nice and easy to pack the gear away into, which isn't really that smart. This is eventually what I'm going to have. I'm just going to go with the one in here, and I'm going to get rid of this. This here is completely self-contained, or should be self-contained, but unfortunately I'm not the smartest man, and I've got the 230 gram fuel canister. So you can get 100 grammers. Now the 100 grammers would allow the actual burner, which I store in here, to fit in there. With the 100 grammer on top, lid closed, don't need this anymore. This is probably only 100, 200 grams, and it's nice. It's got nice indicators of like units of measure. It stores a nice little cup inside of it, which you can drink your coffee out of. But faster, yeah. There we go. But if we're fair income, that's luxury stuff that I don't need. Realistically, I should be able to have it all in the one here. Also keep some spare matches in there as well, and a cloth that I still haven't used. Alright, so let's get deeper into the bag. Now I was mentioning before about how I'm storing the fly separately, so I've got this little, I think they call it an air sock or something like that. I bought this when I got my Cedar Summit air mattress, and it works a treat. Honestly guys, I know it sounds lazy, but when you're using this as a bellows to pump your air mattress up, you notice a huge difference. And the good thing is it doubles as a dry sack, so I can keep the fly, especially if it's been raining. So last night, over Anzac weekend, we had a little bit of rain, and it was just super handy to know that I could pack all my stuff up separately, even the fly with it being a little bit wet, and none of my gear was going to get rain damage. So it was just a super handy tool to have. It's so lightweight. Anyway, so we've got the fly for the hammock in the bottom of that. I've then got the actual air mattress. Now I've got some slack for this as well. I've got my little ultralight tent pegs here. These are actually good. Like, these weigh all of probably 100 grams, not even. I'm thinking a lot less than 100 grams now actually. And just handy to have. I mean, I know, yep, put in the luxury pile for sure, but it works a treat. And then I've got my sleeping bag, which actually isn't in the bag at the moment because it's off getting cleaned because I end up with a bit of blood and guts through it. So that's my gear dump there. I mean, typically what I've got in here would last a person easily a week. You've got unlimited water as long as you can sort of find a source of water, clean water I should say. Plenty of ability to start fire. Even when I do end up going down to the 100 grammers, that's plenty of burn time. You can always just honestly cook off coals, which is sometimes more fun. Couple of luxury items in it, yes I know, but honestly if you've got some feedback for me or any advice, I'd really appreciate it, because hey, no one's perfect and I'd like to get this pack as refined as possible. The pack itself's heavy, which I bought knowing that. I mean, I was tossing up between the Mystery Ranch and the Cutlery. The Cutlery was, they're about the same price, maybe a little bit more expensive, but the Mystery Ranch, I just like the way it's built. It's built like a tank. I mean, I can carry this thing anywhere. I like the fact that I can just take the day pack lid off and still be completely self-sufficient. Just super handy, guys. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my gear dump. Mystery Ranch 6500. Enough gear to last a person a week easily. Alright, well, thanks heaps for tuning in. Again, please leave a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video because, hey, I'm trying to sort of build a bit of a community of, you know, like-minded people. Yeah, and let's share our knowledge around and enjoy the outdoors. Thanks heaps. Have a good one. Say bye, Hannah.
Bye.
Come say bye to the camera.
Bye.
I'd like to thank my director, Hannah. Come here, Hannah. Oh, look, there's the camera. Hannah helped me produce that video, didn't you?
Yeah, what did I do?
Well, you were standing there giving me the thumbs up and everything, weren't you? Want to show the camera what you were doing to me? I love it. See you, everyone. Have a good one. Like and subscribe. Can you say that? Like and subscribe.
Love you, subscribe.